Hey everyone, welcome to Cover Creations. My name's Gareth. This is my little corner of the internet for playing with my food. Today I'm going to do another little party dish. I love these. These are my butternut squash and halloumi filo parcels. Really delicious these. I kind of designed them actually for Halloween, trying to use pumpkin. I thought, well, they're little bits of halloumi, or when you bite into it, it'll make it sound like it's screaming, as my wife calls it, kind of squeaky cheese. And I just thought that was really cool. But actually, they did work. They worked absolutely, but the pumpkin was rubbish. So I'm doing it with butternut squash, and you can have these all year round. They're really, really great. Loads of super flavour, quite deep. So we're going to start really, really simple. You need a butternut squash, and all you're going to do is peel it, cut it in half, and then chop it into nice little bits. Nice little, probably 1.5 to 2 centimetre cubes should do it. So I'll crack on with that. I'll see you in a sec. So once you've peeled and half them, just to get the seeds out, just use a spoon. Just kind of scrape that flesh in there. There's like all these kind of little tendrils. Go on and break them off and then pop that out. You should have a nice clean bit of butternut squash. Okay, and once you've finished cubing up your butternut squash there, last one, you just want to put it in a nice big roasting tin, kind of spread it out a bit, and then add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Work really well. Helps if your olive oil is opened. This could go everywhere. Ooh. Ooh. So about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. That should do it. Maybe slightly more. And then a bit of salt and pepper, just to give that little bit of seasoning. There we go. A load of turns of black pepper. Love it in this. There we go. And once that's done, give it a mix around. Nice and easy. Spread out again. And then you want to roast that in the oven, 180 degrees C for 35 minutes. Now you're going to roast it for a little bit longer, but we're going to put some extra bits in later which we don't want to burn. And these will take a little bit longer to cook. And we want to get them so they've got a nice kind of almost caramelized edges to them. That's going to add such an enormous amount of flavour to the end product. So I'll pop those in the oven and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so while that's kind of in the oven, cooking away, just prep the next few bits. You're just going to need garlic and sage leaves for this. So you want about 4 cloves of garlic. Just give them a rough chop up, like so. Once you've got your garlic done, sage leaves. You're probably going to want about 8 full-size sage leaves. Unfortunately, these are from my garden, and so they are quite a bit smaller because it's the middle of winter. So I'm probably going to put a dozen in here. But once you've tried it once, you'll know if you like a bit more herby flavour to it or not. So I love the sage with this. I think it's got a real perfect kind of mix with that butternut squash. So there we go. Yeah, it's about right. A couple more. There we go. So yeah, about a dozen for me. But if you were getting it from a supermarket, they're going to be a lot bigger. You probably want 8. Should be fine. And then you're just going to roughly chop them up again. You're going to don't need to worry too much about the garlic, because later on we're going to kind of mash things down. But it's kind of hard to mash sage really. So if you can shred it slightly, that'll mean you get a nice good bit of sage in kind of every bite, and that's what you want with anything like this. And that's good. Now you're ready to add it back to the butternut squash once it's had its 35 minutes. So you'll see they've kind of like got slight blackening to the edges there. That's exactly what you want. That caramelization is just going to add so much to it. So now it's just a case of getting your garlic and your sage, just scattering it over the top. And then the last thing you're going to add before we pop it back in the oven is half a teaspoon of ground cumin. Really great stuff for this, especially like butternut squash. Anything sweet really, really goes well. So we'll just give that another nice little turn. Try and get all of those little bits of butternut squash coated. There we go. And then we pop that back in the oven, same temperature, 180 degrees C, for about 10 minutes. That will be enough to kind of wilt down that garlic, get nice and soft without burning the sage. So pop that back in and see you in a bit. Lovely, there we go. That's out the oven now. We can just pop that on the side, leave that to cool a bit, not a problem for this. We're just going to prep those last few ingredients that are going to go into this mix. So we've got walnuts. You want about 35 grams of walnuts, but you want to cut these quite small. So you want like very small, you know, a couple of millimeter squares. You just think of these like samosas. They're going to be about the same sort of size. You don't really want anything in there larger than a pea, because otherwise you won't be able to wrap it properly. So give them a good old chop up. Once those walnuts are done, you want your halloumi. Really salty, really delicious kind of cheese. Goes so well with this. You want about 120 grams of halloumi, which for me is going to be about that much. And then you're going to chop this again, really, really small. So there we go, just chop like that, nice little battens. And then pop them off sideways. So each bit is kind of going to be not even half the size of your thumbnail really. And that should be perfect. Okay, that's all chopped up. So we'll push that to the back. Now I'm just going to grab myself a saucepan. You can use a bowl or anything for this. We're just going to mash down that slightly cooled down butternut squash. So get it all in there. Trying to get as much of it in there and not on the side as possible. There we go. You can hear there's some nice like crunchy bits there. And that's just all going to add loads of really nice flavour. So get as much of that in there as I can. Pick up the escapees. And then just with a fork, kind of give that a bit of a mash down. The reason I like to do it with a fork is I kind of want to keep a little bit of like lumps in there. There we go. That's perfect for me. You can kind of see it's still a little bit of fibrous in there. Really, really good. So all we need to do now is grab our walnuts and our halloumi, tip it all in there, and then just give it a good mix up. So now all we've got to do, give it a little clean up, and then we're ready to start making those lovely filo parcels. Okay, so now let's make those parcels. And you're going to need some sheets of filo. I've never even considered trying to make them myself. I think that would be possibly insane for me. But if you do, fair play. So you just want to grab one sheet, and thank you very much to previous viewer who mentioned putting a nice towel underneath my thing so it doesn't keep rolling everywhere. Very, very, very good. And then all you're going to do lengthways, you want to cut that into 3. So into thirds, nice sharp knife. Don't worry, the first one often tears for some reason. Don't know why, there you go. That one's gone into 2 bits. But theoretically, or from experience, the next few ones will be a bit better. And it doesn't matter. So we're going to pop those there. And then all you're going to have to do, get your mixture and a teaspoon. Then probably put about 2 teaspoons each into the corner. So then you want to wrap over the top corner, over the top of it, and then get yourself a little bit of melted butter. And then just very lightly coat the rest of that length of filo in the butter. Don't want too much because otherwise it all streams out when you're cooking it. But a nice light coat, and that will really help kind of get it crisped up. Quite often when you do these, and I have tried this one without the butter, and it just doesn't work. You get like the filo kind of goes a bit soft in the middle. It never really crisps. It's so much better with. And all you do, just fold that over, keep folding it in triangles. Just like, I don't know if you've ever done it when you get one of the old crisp packets and you kind of fold it into 3 and then make it into a nice little ninja throwing star, as we used to do. Just like that. So pop that through, and then nice little dab extra just on the end bit. fold that back over, and there you go, a lovely little filo parcel. Here we go, this one's split, but don't worry too much. Again, you can just do it the same way. Get about the right amount, pop it there, fold that piece over, give it a little squeeze so it all gets into the right position, butter away, nice light buttering, and then just fold it over on itself until you've got that nice parcel. If you get one like this where it has broken a bit, what I tend to do is just, again, give it a little butter and just stick it to the outside. Pretend like nothing happened. And then stick that down. Perfect. So there we go, all done. We've got 18 out of this. So all we need to do now is pop those in the oven back at 180 degrees C and just keep them there for 15 minutes and they will crisp up beautifully. So I'm going to pop those in. I'll see you when they're done. So there we go, they're out of the oven now and they're nice and crisp and lovely and kind of golden, but also you have to be careful. They are about the temperature of a McDonald's apple pie. They are so hot. So what I'm going to do is just keep them on a rack 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. Just let them cool down slightly, because if you try and eat them now, you're going to burn your mouth. So that's going to sit there for a little while and then I'll show you the insides. But the great thing about these is you can cool them down completely. They are really quite delicious cold. It's not a problem at all. And even then, what you can do is do these in advance. So do these today for a party tomorrow, let them cool down, pop them in the fridge overnight, and then take them out and just whack them in the oven for 10 minutes, 180, heat them through, and they're good to go. So we're just going to pop these on here. Ow. I'll be back in a sec. Ow. There we go, they should have cooled down enough by now. Looking beautiful. And you'll see when we just cut through, you got that lovely crack as it runs through. And then you've just got this lovely kind of filling to pastry ratio. Really gorgeous, that. So those are my butternut squash and halloumi parcels. Absolutely lovely. All of those different flavors come through there. Really good, especially for parties. So I do hope you give this one a go. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.